Rocky III, written, directed, and starring Sylvester Stallone, was the third installment within the Rocky franchise. The first Rocky movie, I stated before, is Sylvester Stallone's best movie. Rocky II fell a bit short because the title character failed to live up to the theme of the film. However, Rocky III is the movie that Rocky II should have been. The action of the characters properly followed the themes of redemption and pride, which were prominent within the second movie. And of course, if you haven't seen this, there are spoiler alerts. Rocky III picks up where Rocky II ends. Rocky beats Apollo to the 10 count, and he is now heavyweight champion of the world. It's a celebration. Goddamn fireworks go off, and a montage, which there are many in this movie, plays while Rocky fights opponents in the ring to the backdrop of Eye of the Tiger. Things seem to be going well for Rocky. He's beaten all of his opponents while becoming a piece of Americana like Hulk Hogan, who's actually in this movie too, by the way. And he models watches, suits, designer clothes, and makes an appearance alongside Kermit the Frog and the Muppets. And you know that you're doing big time shit when you're sidelining with Kermit the Frog. But anyway, Rocky is on cloud 9. Unbeknown to him is a younger, hungrier, bigger, and literally darker version of himself that's gunning for his title. This fighter is James Clubber Lang, played by Mr. T. Incorrectly, people think that this was Mr. T's first role, but actually he was in 3 other movies before this. One being the sequel to the cult movie Penitentiary starring Leon Isaac Kennedy. But anyway, Clubber Lang is Rocky's shadow and nemesis for this film. Just like Rocky, Clubber is a southpaw. Just like Rocky, Clubber comes from the streets. But unlike Rocky, he doesn't have an Apollo Creed to cherry pick him out of obscurity for a title shot. He literally must fight to get his position in the boxing world. Mickey watches Clubber as he moves up the ranks, and he sees how dangerous and determined he is to be at the top. And once Clubber publicly challenges Rocky to a fight, Mickey encourages Rocky to walk away because he sees Clubber as a hyper version of who Rocky used to be. Trifling, Rocky still wants to fight Clubber, and Mickey reveals the sad truth.
They was hand-picked setups. They was good fighters, but they wasn't killers like this guy. He'll knock you into tomorrow, Rock.
All of his opponents, post-Apollo Creed, were handpicked. Nevertheless, Rocky still insists on fighting Clubber. Upon training, Rocky doesn't take his bout with Clubber seriously. He sees him as just another opponent. He rents out a fancy ballroom, flirts with groupies. It allows an entourage to occupy his space. Meanwhile, Clubber is deadly serious about whooping Rocky's ass and taking his title. He trains in a dungeon, does pull-ups with ropes, and hits the heavy bag about 7 hours a day to get into shape. In their match, Rocky's hubris, along with Mickey's untimely demise, causes him to lose to Clubber in spectacular fashion. In this movie, the person who works the hardest actually wins, which is what should have happened in Rocky II. Stallone actually got it right. After his defeat, Rocky's old rival Apollo Creed comes to his gym. He identifies with the mistakes that Rocky made in his match with Clubber, which are the mistakes that he made upon their first fight. The mistake of not having the Eye of the Tiger. Apollo recommends that in order for him to redeem his loss, he has to recapture the hunger for victory that he had in their first bout, and he offers to train him. Rocky III was the biggest Rocky movie up to that point in terms of scale, set pieces, and budget. It makes a transition from Rocky being a sports drama to sports action movies, which explains the different cinematic tone and plethora of montages. It's arguably the most over-the-top Rocky movie, with some of the characters, notably Clubber Lang, being cartoonish in nature. Nevertheless, it's a better film than Rocky II by leaps and bounds. Stallone makes sure that his themes are followed more consistently in this film. He actually loses in the first fight with Clubber for the reasons that he should have lost to Apollo in the second film, and he redeems himself. Like I said before, this is a movie that Rocky II should have been. It's not the best movie in the Rocky series, but it is superior to its predecessor. And for that, I give Rocky III 4 out of 5 stars and a thumbs up. Thanks for joining us on the movie Insurrectionist. Please tune in again for more film reviews. This is Rashad, and remember, the theatrical release will not be televised. Until next time.
No, I don't hate Balboa, but I pity the fool, and I will destroy any man who tries to take what I got.
What's your prediction for the fight, then?
Prediction? Pain.